Yo, what is going on out there, everybody? I know it's been a minute since y'all have seen, well, the lovely face of my rib. Say hey to the folks, Patrice.
Hello, everybody.
And of course, this is Willie, and this is Don't Jump, the podcast. This is the last episode in the series of Where Does a Blended Family Originate? So we're going to talk about that, and then we're going to celebrate the union, and we've got some video evidence that Patrice doesn't even know about yet. So I'm going to put all of that on the screen here shortly, but I can tell you this much right now. We are so excited that we are back on U.S. soil after our vacation in Puerto Vallarta. Babe, did you have a good time? I know I did.
Yeah, I had a great time.
You had a great time?
I did.
You have a visitor on our bed back there. Who's that back there behind you to your left?
That is over here. That is Smokey Sue.
Smokey Sue, and Smokey Sue. She's part of the blended family too, and
she is.
We went and got her washed and cleaned up yesterday and haircut. And when
she's
we were
not happy with us.
No, she's not happy with us at all. But while we were gone, I was like, yo, this is what life is going to be about. Like without Smokey Sue. Yeah,
it was. That's the only one we have at home with us now.
Right. So we're going to get into the final piece of the origination of a blended family. We're going to celebrate the union of one Larry and McKinley Bridges. How does that sound?
Whoop, whoop. Our kids got married.
Well, yeah, they did. And we're going to get into all that right now. But before we go any further, let's go ahead and get to it. It's time to go right now. Go.
And how does that really impact what you look for, how you look for it, what you accept, what you don't accept, how you blend, and how you don't blend?
Yeah.
5. All right.
Yes, sir, indeedy. Here we are once again. It is Don't Jump Life Coaching Solutions, the podcast, powered, of course, by Don't Jump Life Coaching Solutions and presented exclusively by the Shakeback Media Group. And babe, we just had a blast we did a show, or we were a guest on a show with Pillow Talk with Tan. And we had a good time with her, and she dug into our history as a blended family. And hopefully, or I should say hopefully, but that production will be released soon. Y'all make sure y'all go out there and follow her on Instagram. She is at a couple of different pages. Tanya, TANYA _ Normando, NORMANDEAU. And she's also at Pillow Talk with Tan. So yeah, make sure you guys get out there and follow her. But what we need to do for you guys to do for us right now is this. Welcome, first of all. And of course, please subscribe. Hit the bell for all new content. So we appreciate that. Babe, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. How about yourself?
I'm good. So you're on summer vacation. So
I'm on summer vacation. Let's say that again. I'm on summer vacation.
What's the thing you like to say when you're actually on vacation and everybody else is not?
I'm on summer vacation. I am a teacher by trade, and school is out. It is summertime.
That it is. And I can tell you this much right now. I love my summertime wife. I mean, I love my wife all the time, but what I mean when I say that is,
yes, tell us what you mean.
I love her being at home to take care of things, and the time
To
that we
take
get to
care of you too, right?
oh, well, I am a thing. I'm a noun, person, place, or thing, right?
That's correct.
So it just feels better um when you're here and it's just not me and Smokey.
He
Uh,
likes me.
I actually am able to have adult conversations with somebody other than myself. So that's always
It's
a
Smokey
plus.
over here.
Yeah. Well, I don't speak dog, or do I?
You do.
I do
Sometimes.
sometimes. Doggy dog world. All right, babe. So let's get into it.
Let's get into it. What are we talking about today?
It's been a minute since we've been on here for an episode of Don't Jump the podcast. But the thing is that we were on vacation. We got some good footage, and we were celebrating the union of Larry and McKinley. But we want to finish up real quick about how a blended family originates. And from my recollection, the last thing that we said in the last time, or during the last time we talked about this, was what? What
How do
does it?
we blend our families?
How did we blend it? And I think the final thing that we wanted to say was, as parents, as husband and wife, again, the family does not start with when the children are born or when the children become involved. The family starts when the husband and the wife are joined together as one. And
Yeah, because the two people that come together with different personalities, different ways of thinking, a different way that they grew up or what they thought a parent should be like. So, in that aspect, I am one type of parent and Willie is a different type of parent. And so we had to develop our own style on how we blended our families together in our parenting styles, which could be difficult and is difficult when you are blending families.
what makes it so difficult is, and we just talked about this with Tan, and she asked a lot of great questions. And one of the questions that she asked that really resonated with me was, how do you overcome the fear of blending your families? And
Yeah.
I thought you had the perfect answer, and you just basically just stated it over again when you said that um, being open, right?
Being
And
open. And when you're open, you can listen and you can hear your partner and your partner can hear you. You have to have some willing participants in order for anything to work, but most importantly, to hear each other. And I think it was important to for each other to talk about the different things that we wanted in our family dynamic. Willie, you're muted. Yes, you are. You're muted. There you
my
go.
okay, that seems to be working okay now. Um, so yeah, we had this discussion with her, and I I am kind of blown away because we actually were on another podcast earlier in the week with Ascension Studio. Shout out to Ascension Studios and Nisha the Conjurer over there. We had a good time with her. And it's funny to me, Patrice, how when we have these conversations with people, right?
Mhm.
Or they seem to enjoy us enjoying us.
Yeah, let's talk about it's because we're talking about solutions.
Yeah. And because I mean everybody has problems, right? But
Everybody has problems.
we don't necessarily want to
We're
talk
not
about.
exempt from problems.
No, as a matter of fact, we probably have the blueprint on what a problem is in terms of a blended family, right?
Right. Right.
But I think the one thing that I remember you saying to Nisha over at Ascension was, we have to be we can't we have to be
You're muted again. You're muted.
my
Muted.
I'm having some technical difficulties over here with the microphone. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, it keeps going in and out for some reason, but I'm gonna make my way through it. Um, One of the things that we talked about was not being the same thing at the same time, except for loving and respecting one another.
Right.
And that doesn't come overnight. As a matter of fact,
No, it does.
it doesn't come over a year or 2 years. It comes when it comes. But I think that for us, what we had to, because we had to deal with a lot of tragedy, if you will, in the very beginning before we even got married. And I'm not going to speak on that only if Patrice decides that she wants to speak on it. But we faced a lot of tragedy even before we got married.
Yeah,
So
let's just say difficulties. It was some difficulties in different ways that we had to overcome.
mhm. So it where we are now, and we're coming up on 12 years in what that the middle or I'm sorry, the end of next month, the end of July. We'll be coming up on 12 years as one. And when I tell you guys it's been Guns and Roses, it's been Guns and Roses.
Pew, pew,
Pew pew.
I should say.
I would like to think that it's been more roses than guns.
It has. It has been more roses than guns, but the reality is that when you're blending families and when you're blending personalities, there's going to be some bumps in the road.
Mm-hmm.
And in order to overcome those bumps in the road, you have to have some things in place to get to the other side. And so, Willie, what are some of the things that we had in place that allowed us to be able to get to the other side?
Well, I believe that the first thing that we had in place was our genuine love for God.
That's number one.
That's where it starts.
If God was not involved, trust me, I would not be here.
Well, I can say
And I don't know if you would be here either. But that was number one.
I can say the same thing because at the end of the day, you know what? It's not about, well, I shouldn't say it's not just about being married to one another. What it's about is being married to God through your spouse. Mm-hmm. Because when you take that oath, when you take that vow, when you sign that contract, you're signing a contract with heaven. And heaven and God is the one that created all of us. So when the vows say before God, that is really, really serious because because God, as we said in the very first episode of this series, God created the first marriage on earth with Adam and Eve. So nothing's changed from that day, all those many thousands, millions of years ago. In the sanctuary of marriage, nothing has changed from then until now. Nothing.
And I also want to add in that you bring that up, and I agree with that. But what you also have to have is two people that are equally yoked. And so if they're equally yoked and believe in the same thing, that's where you begin. Because if you don't believe in the same thing and you're not equally yoked, this is going to be a hard it's going to be a hard blend. It's going to be it may not work because you're going to clash.
Right.
And so we talked about that being the first thing. So what is the second thing?
Well, I think being equally yoked is the second thing. And let's just define what equally yoked means, because there's several references in the Bible about us being yoked together with Christ. And if I'm not mistaken, it comes from how cattle are yoked together by this collar. And there's many of them that's in a for the lack of a better word, I guess a tribe or a flock or whatever. They're all yoked together because guess what? When they're yoked together, they move at the same pace. They move in the same direction. They move with the same purpose.
They have the same goal.
And they have the same goal. So being equally yoked is truly a spiritual thing. So that's why it is important like critically important for people to not go into a marriage without wise and sound counsel. I believe that's biblical as well. So I think that that is actually the second thing. And then for me, the third thing is respect.
And then I would put my third thing as love.
Mm-hmm.
You know, women need to be loved, men need to be respected. In order to be respected, you have to know how to love a woman. In order to be loved, you got to know how to respect your spouse.
Because the Bible says, this is the grown man scripture, as my main man, Dr. Pastor NQ McGill says, when that happens, guess what? The devil is going to come after the family dynamic, and he's going to come for the head first. Gentlemen, men, husbands, let me tell you, he's going to come after you because he's going to take off the head. That is his main goal, is to kill, steal, and destroy.
That's a whole nother episode that we can get into if you want to at another time. But being the head, being in a relationship, being in a marriage, being on one accord. So I agree on all that. But blending our families together, we have to have all that first before we decide to blend and how to blend.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not saying that it's easy, and we're not saying that it's super hard. But what we're saying is that you have to have a plan and you have to work at it. It is a work in progress. As you grow, they grow, and your relationship grows with the blended family.
And I think that, and oh, by the way, thank you guys for checking us out on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram TV. I see you guys out there watching. And of course,
Twitter.
I think you do it better than I do. But I was going to say that it is critically important that Jesus, the Holy Spirit, and the Heavenly Father are not just around your marriage. They're not just in your marriage. They have to be the center of your marriage. And that is the part that, to me, is really the hardest. You know why I say that part is the hardest for me? It's
Why?
because we are human, and some of us are a little bit more emotional than others. The same thing that makes you laugh makes you cry. But this is what I have had to learn, gentlemen, men, husbands, fathers. You can be an emotional guy. And I was an athlete, and I know a lot of my friends were athletes and yada, yada, yada. And we had that emotion built in us. But there's a difference between being an emotional person and acting out of your emotions.
That's correct.
And Patrice used to tag me with that all the time. And I would get so offended until
tell me what changed.
I got a revelation. And the revelation was, I'm not going to stop. I can't stop me being from who I am. I didn't make me. The Lord made me.
Right.
So guess what I had to do?
What did you decide to do?
Guess what I had to do? I had to not look at Patrice or look at my wife. Fellas, don't look at your wife. Fellas, don't look at the mom of the children. You have to look at yourself. So I said, self, how can you turn this around? So my mindset changed, and I said, you know what? I am who I am. It's like I always say, what makes you laugh makes you cry. So
and not
hold on a second. I am an emotional guy. But you know what? There's a difference between being an emotional guy and acting out of my emotions. And that is what I was doing. I was acting out of my emotions. And then that's where the offense came in. So once I figured out that basically I am who I am, I felt free.
Well, that's great. that shows that you were capable of seeing who you are and seeing how you and your emotions don't have to be the same thing, because no one excuse me, no one should react from their emotions. Nothing wrong with emotions, but reacting on them could be detrimental to a relationship and detrimental to what you're trying to blend.
Exactly, because you have all these ingredients of a relationship, and you have all these ingredients of two parents parenting biological and bonus kids.
Mhm.
And there's enough ingredients out there in the world that you don't even realize that are being instituted into your cake or your brownies or whatever it is that you're baking, in this case relationships, to where you don't need to add, we have to stop adding the things that make it spicy, unless both of us are being spicy at the same time, and it's like eating food or other things.
What are you saying? Okay, can you explain that in a non-kitcheny, spicy term?
Yeah, don't pour fuel on the fire. If there's a fire in the relationship because of whatever reason, don't bring the added jet fuel of bad emotions with bad intentions into it, because you're going to end up saying and or doing some things that you're going to regret.
Yeah, don't be the same thing at the same time unless it's you loving each other at the same time. So don't be, if he's angry, you can't be angry. If she's angry, he can't be angry. So, what Willie and I did is that if I was in my emotions, or if I was angry about something or upset, then instead of him getting upset that I was upset, then he would, let me be in that moment and then hear me out. And I think this is what helped our relationship, and what also helped to blend our family, is that, you know, I was allowed to express myself and my feelings while he listened and allowed me to be in whatever mood I was in, because we weren't the same thing at the same time. Now that took time to get to that. And then also, when he was in his emotions, I allowed him to be in his emotions. Uh and then after we talked about it or processed it, then we were able to talk about it and move on and move forward.
Yeah, and let's just get a couple things straight. Moving on and moving forward are not the same things. They're not, because you can move on, but you could be moving on walking backwards.
And
And
you could
it's
be moving on with the same resentment or misunderstanding that you had. But I agree, moving forward is letting that go.
yeah, because there's no way, if you have a vision, there's no way you can walk forward or look forward while walking backwards at the same time.
I know, but think about Lot's wife.
Uh, who's Lot? Salem's Lot?
Did you not know Lot?
I know who Lot is, and I know who Lot's wife was, even though
You can't say it.
I don't think the Bible even mentions her by name, does it?
No, because she looked back. It's
Yeah,
insignificant. So the purpose of that is that, just as you were saying, that you can't move forward looking backwards. You utilize the things that you know and communicate and keep walking forward for the benefit of yourselves and your family.
yeah, and this is something that we had to realize, and I'm gonna speak for my rib because I know she's gonna agree with me. Um, it is a requirement, basically, that the parents are on one accord, on one accord. But it's vitally critical that the parents are on one accord in front of the children. It doesn't matter how we may feel at that point in time, because you don't want to see, you don't want to allow the kids to see the division, because they will hop on it and they will take advantage of it, and they
Yeah, they
will
will.
do it without them even knowing it. See, that's what the spiritual realm comes in, because guess what? Babes in Christ or immature Christians are usually people that are under the age of whatever the age you want to throw out there is.
Yeah,
So
age really doesn't matter in that. It's just not knowing.
yeah, it's just not knowing. But because of the age of most of us, age comes with maturity, and maturity comes with age in most circles, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, yeah.
It
Think about,
should.
I'm talking about spiritual maturity.
Yeah, sometimes you can be. Sometimes older people could lack spiritual maturity.
That's what I'm saying. I said sometimes.
Okay.
So yeah, that's important. So I think we only have about 15 minutes left to go in the show, babe. So do you want to drop a
So
couple of
we did talk about what we thought our number one, number two, number threes were on blending families. And
yes.
so the number one thing I think I said it, I'm not sure if I have, was love. That in blending families, I think I'm gonna give you a nugget here, or what I like to say, a diamond, is that let the biological parent be the disciplinarian for that biological child, because you want the step parent, if you will, the bonus parent, to be able to show love to that child. Love comes first, then respect comes. Then that child can listen because they know that the parent is doing it out of love because they feel the love.
Mm-hmm. And can I admit something?
Yeah.
I said it for the first time out loud the other day with Nisha, with the podcast that we did with her in Ascension Studios. I'm gonna say it again today. Is that I completely had it backwards.
And
Completely,
sometimes we do.
completely. No. I appreciate you, for the lack of a better word, defending me. But I want to say this because I got to be real about it. I had it completely backwards. And I had it completely backwards for a very long time. Meaning what? That I came in commanding the respect first with her kids, and it just doesn't work that way. It
Mhm.
doesn't work that way. If it's not the biological child or children, it is not going to work. And I had to learn it the hard way, because that was the guns part of the Guns and Roses, right?
Right.
And I don't know when it changed. I don't know where it changed. I don't know what moment happened for it to change, but it just did. But all
I
I
think
know, go ahead.
I think us communicating, um, being able to talk to one another and express um how I was able to express how I felt about situations that came up. I didn't say anything in front of the children, but then afterwards I was able to talk to you about their perspective and maybe what they saw, and then you were able to talk to me about how you felt about a situation. And once the love was apparent, then everything else became so much easier. So much easier. It wasn't being pushed on. It wasn't being overwhelmed with, respect, and they need to listen because I said so. It was more of, oh, they're listening because they know I love them. And because they know that, they can respond to the love and not the
Hmm.
demands.
Yeah. And fellas, just let y'all in on something. When Patrice says to allow the biological parent to be the disciplinarian, there's fellas. Let me
Take
just
the
say,
for them to take the lead on it. Not saying that you can't say anything, but take the lead.
yeah, and there's so many things that we could say right now on this particular topic, and I don't want to really go there because we need to celebrate the union that was
It
Larry.
is.
That well, the union, the event that was the celebration of the union that is
That's right.
Larry and McKinley. Um, fellas, for me, um, a lot of the issues that we bring into a relationship, we don't even find out that we have until we get into a relationship. So how do you know? How do we know as men if we have or what issues we do have and what can we do to halt them before it is unleashed? Because everybody comes into a relationship with baggage.
Yeah.
Here's what I think the key is. Number one is when you find your significant other and you have become one, understand that there is no turning back. There's only
Mhm.
two outs for a divorce, and one of them is death. So aside from that, anything can be worked through.
2
And
outs. Okay, I gotta go back.
go
You
ahead.
said there's 2 outs for a divorce?
Yeah,
One was death, and what's the other one?
abuse.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
abuse, whether it's mental, physical, emotional, verbal, infidelity abuse, all that, any sort of abuse is an out.
It could be some other things too, but, the bottom line is to communicate.
Yeah. And so what I'm saying, fellas, is that when you have that person, I'm telling you from experience, when you have that person, don't push. Don't push away. Don't 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 do, and you have to assess honestly your own particular background. And I had to come to an admission of a lot of things that I did not want to admit, but it had to happen in order for me to be free. So if this is resonating with anybody about freedom and liberty and all those other great things that come along with living your life, your best life, we can help, man.
And
We
also, you have to understand too that some things that, you may not be able to see, but your partner can see it, and then because your partner can see it, you have to receive it.
exactly. And understand that your partner really does have your best interest at heart. I mean, if he or she is your true partner in life for life, then I'm reminded of what the Ogletree taught us in premarital counseling. When you become one, it's like you put your arm together or put your hands together like this, right? And this is the couple. But if you pull away too hard, you're going to rip you're going to rip a cut in your hand, you're going to start bleeding. So guess what? Not only are you ripping you're ripping her because y'all are one. What's so
I
funny?
love your analogies. They're weird.
I mean, I'm just saying.
But if you get it, somebody else may get it.
Do you get it?
I get it.
No, you don't get
They're
it.
still weird, but I get it.
Well, that's why you married me, because you said in another episode that
You were
um,
weird,
there are a lot of weirdos out there, and
and you were
they're
one of them.
yeah. So anyway, all right. So do you have another nugget before we actually get to the celebration of what is?
I think that's it for now. However, if you are out there and you need some help with blended families and you need someone to coach you along the way, contact us and we'll be able to assist you because we want to help.
We were called to do this, and you can go to don'tjump.net. It's scrolling across the screen. Our landing page is there, or you can call us, or you can DM us on all of our social media platforms, or we are not hard to get a hold of,
We
basically.
are certified life coaches and can coach you through this part of life.
And I can tell you this much, Patrice, is that if we were to have somebody that's offering what we're offering at the time that we need it, I would have 100% paid for it.
Because it's a difficult thing to go through, and lots of people are trying to find their second or third connection with someone, and it can be scary, and sometimes you just don't want to go forward because of it. But it's worth it. It's worth
Yes,
it. I'm glad
definitely.
we continued.
Yes, no doubt. All right. So let's move forward. If that is it, we got a couple of photos that we want to throw up here because we were able to celebrate the union that was Larry and McKinley.
So
So,
my oldest daughter got married. This is our first marriage of our kids. We have 5 kids together. I have 3 biological, and he has 2 biological, and our oldest got married. And not only did we have 1 wedding, we had 2 weddings. We had one in Dallas, which mainly was for the grandparents to be able to be a part of because they couldn't travel to Mexico. And then we had followed up with the second wedding, which was in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, on a boat on the Pacific Ocean, which was
yes,
beautiful.
yes. And here are a couple of video evidence things that I want to show. We're going to put it on the screen here in just a quick second. What's so funny about it is that we had our oldest son said, "Man, this feels like a family reunion," and I was like, "I think I agree with him because
Yeah,
it
it was
did."
great. It was great. It was a lot of work, and I wanna tell you that if you have a son or a daughter and you are helping with their marriage, help and then get out, okay? Because it took a lot of work, and it took a lot of planning, and go ahead and throw the pictures up, Willie,
All
and
right,
I can talk through 'em.
I got a couple of videos, and you don't even know what they are. So here's the first one. This is the groom himself. Whoops,
That's the groom. That's me.
that ain't you.
I am in
Oh,
this picture.
are you in this picture? Oh,
I
you
am
are
in
in
this
this picture.
picture. Okay, so look, this is funny. So here we're just sharing some photos. So here we're on a water mattress, and we had to swim out to the water mattress, and I'm an okay swimmer, and but this wedding and in preparing for the wedding and the first wedding, the second wedding, and then everything that comes with it. And trust me, nothing goes according to plan, but then you have to just keep on pushing forward. Thank God uh, that the Lord was on my side and on our side. I was so ready. After they finished everything, we changed and we had a good time and swimming. I jumped in and had a cocktail, let's just say. And it was fun, fun, fun. Willie, did you swim?
Why you ask me that question? You know doggone well I don't know how to swim.
Oh, okay. So for you guys that are listening in, make sure that at some point you listen in for the our honeymoon when we went to our honeymoon, and my husband told me that he could swim,
No, I
and
didn't.
our
I never
snorkel
said that.
did, and we went snorkeling, and it didn't happen. But I'll tell you more about that on a later time. You have some more pictures?
I do.
All right, let's go for it.
I actually have pictures and videos. So
Okay.
here is the groom right here, and he is having a pretty good time as he is on the edge of the boat.
I'm about
And
to do some flips.
I'm about to play this right now, and I think there's sound to it as well, if I'm not mistaken. So here we go.
Yeah, you might have to get, you might, come over yeah. So you can see the whole shebang.
Were you filming?
Baby!
This was the best because we got to do the wedding and then enjoy ourselves afterwards at a beautiful location.
But look at that water.
It was nice.
Look at that water. That's, you know what? We've been a lot of places, right? And one of the things that impresses me about being in different places with beaches, because it's different on the West Coast than it is on the East Coast. And it's different in Europe or Asia than it is in any of those other places. But this was on the Pacific Ocean, and we got oh my gosh, it was so beautiful and so peaceful. And on top of that, when it came time to actually start, because okay, we got there on a Sunday, and the ceremony that you're going to see here, well, I don't have any of those. Well, the ceremony was actually on the boat that Larry just dove off of, and we had to get on the boat and sail out to some crazy distance, but it was so worth it, because by that Tuesday, by the time we had gotten onto this boat, me and Patrice were like, okay, we're finally relieved. We're no longer working. Now we can have a good time and we can let our hair down and yada, yada, yada. So that's the part that I think was tremendous in itself. Here's another photo right here that I want to put up. And actually there's let's see.
And I don't know if you guys are really interested in all of our photos, but this is our blended family, because not only we feel that Larry was a part of our family as well before they got married, but they made it official and had 2 weddings to prove it. But even when you're adding people to your blended family, you want to always be open and blend 100%. So he's those are that's Willie, and then that's Larry, and then our sons, Jalen and Blaze.
Yes.
And so this is all about blending families.
Yeah,
and we had a great time. So now our family is blended with Larry's family, and it's just love all the way around.
It is. And what I wanted to say about that photo, I'm gonna see if I can put it back up here. This is the roses part of the Guns and Roses that me and Patrice were talking about earlier, because guess what? Had we decided to give up and be the same and be the same thing at the same time, which was tired of each other, we wouldn't even be, this picture wouldn't be up here. We wouldn't even be doing this show.
Nothing would be at this point. Yeah.
I 100% believe that. And then I want to show this one too, if I may, because I think this one's a pretty dope picture right here. That is us. And somebody actually commented on Facebook and said, do you guys ever age? And I'm like, obviously you haven't seen us up close, but thank you anyway. You know what I'm saying? And then go ahead, babe.
No, I'm just listening.
And then one more before we actually play the final one. I thought this was a dope picture right here.
Relaxing on the beach.
And just so you guys know, that is not my feet with the polish on it.
But it would be okay if
no.
You could do a little black polish.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. Don't even play with me like that. I mean, I'm not trying to
sleep. Okay.
No, I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm not gonna lose sleep over toenail polish. Trust me on that, baby. All right, one last one before we get up out of here. And this is actually a video. Like I said, she doesn't know what's coming, but I do. So here we go. Let me take this one off.
I bet you I know which one it is.
You might.
Let's see.
You might not. We'll see.
Keep going. Don't jump. It's going to work out.
Keep saying that, man. Keep saying that.
What if he had jumped? What if I had jumped? What if we both jumped? But we didn't. And now we're enjoying the rewards of it.
And here is our final piece. It just listen closely. Don't Jump Life Coaching Solutions live on the scene. We are in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, and we're just living life. We want to show you guys that it's just being behind the office or behind the desk.
You don't have to jump, just enjoy.
Just enjoy. And we out here having a really good time celebrating another reunion of our blended family. And we've talked about being a blended family and where this been originated from. And this is another example of just that.
Just start, and you'll be okay. And if you need help, we're here to help you.
469-358-5241 or don'tjump.net.
Have a good time. Bye.
Okay, if you couldn't hear that, that was a video of us on the yacht we were on, sailing out or sailing in. I'm not sure which way, but we were there. We decided not to jump. Although there was times I wanted to jump, there was times he wanted to jump. And frankly, there was times the kids wanted to jump, but none of us did. And it worked out. So don't jump.
Yeah, and not
Okay.
only that, it's not just times where we want to jump. There's times where we want to push each other down.
Or over or run each other over. It happens, but we didn't.
Yeah, you're right.
And
100.
hopefully you won't either.
Well, they won't. They just have to have willing hearts, willing spirits, and it'll be okay. Okay, babe. Anything else? Oh, actually, you know what? We need to pay the bills. Of course. Here we go.
Are you feeling stuck, overwhelmed, or unsure of your next step in life? It's time to take charge with Don't Jump Life Coaching Solutions. I'm Patrice Epting, and alongside Willie, we're certified life coaches here to guide you through life's toughest challenges.
Whether it's mental health, relationships, or shifts in mindset, we'll help you discover your purpose and move forward with confidence.
Life doesn't have to hold you back. Take the leap with Don't Jump Life Coaching Solutions.
Schedule your free consultation today by calling 469-358-5241.
There it is. Don'tjump.net. 469-358-5241.
Call us or tune in.
Call us or log in, right? Go to our website. Go there now. Sign up. The first call is free. Complimentary. So yeah, we want to help you. All right. Any final thoughts, babe?
No final thoughts for me.
I have a final thought. Are you ready?
Go for it.
I love you
I love you too.
very much. Very, very much. I'm so happy, thankful, and grateful that we are on this journey together. And hopefully we can help other people change their lives for the better. All right. This has been Don't Jump the Podcast.
Where Willie?
Okay. For Patrice
We are Don't Jump. Life
and
Coaching.
yes, I hug each other. I love each other. It's gonna be all right. We will have a conversation. Yeah. Bye.